Should I buy art in my self-managed super fund? It's a really common question I get as to whether it's still worthwhile buying art in my self-managed super fund. I think you have to understand, if you're going to buy art, what are the factors are that relate to the return. Because you're buying it in your self-managed super fund, you can't get any personal use out of it. So you can't enjoy it by looking at it, which means it's all about the investment return. You know, what you get for it if you rent it out, or what you get for it when you sell it. But you also have to take into consideration all the annual costs associated with holding that asset. And the two main ones are storage costs and insurance costs. So is it worthwhile? Well, it depends. When it comes to storage and insurance, there's one really important factor to note, and that is that the cost as a percentage of your asset goes down the larger you're holding. A lot of the cost is actually an initial cost. There's a lot of initial fees. So when it comes to storage, you're actually buying space, whether you have one painting in that space or 12 paintings in that space. And when you buy insurance, there's some fixed costs in there associated with the underwriter and the broker. And once you've paid those, subsequent increments are actually quite low. It's the same for insurance. If you went from 50,000 to 100,000, your premium might only go up 10 or 15%, not 100%. So, is it still worthwhile buying art in your self-managed super fund? I think the answer is yes, it can be if you look at your holding. In our experience, the clients that are increasing their holdings are seeing a better return because the cost of storage and the cost of insurance are proportionally smaller. The clients that only have small holdings and are static, the cost of annual storage and insurance, I think, are killing the returns they're likely to see from that asset. So, should you still buy art in your self-managed super fund? I think it's still an effective investment vehicle if you're aware of the costs, you take them into account, and ideally you have a growing portfolio. If you're thinking about buying art or buying more art in your self-managed super fund and want to get an understanding around the costs of insurance over time and possibly the costs of storage, I'm more than happy to chat to you about it so you can get a feel for whether it's the right thing for you to do or not.